Hi everybody, I'm Ted Yoder. Welcome to the Players Corner. Today I'm going to answer an email from a friend of mine way out on the West Coast. And this is in relation to the damper system on the Masterworks hammer dulcimer. And so since she doesn't have many players out there that she can go to and talk about this stuff, I figured it would be easier to do a video about some problems she's having and some questions she had. It'd be easier to do a video than to try and write it in an email. So first off, let's look at the cable system that comes with the Masterworks hammer dulcimer. They're kind of like bicycle cables, and you know, if you push on one end, it makes the cable go through the other end. Okay, so one thing that she was saying right now is she has trouble with one of the dampers not going down far enough and the other one going down too far, or not too far, but far enough to dampen it, and the other one doesn't go down far enough. So let me duck down here and pull up the pedal. Okay, so one way you can fix that, or try to fix that, is on each of these here, on each of these knobs here that the cable goes into, you can unscrew it out and raise it up, and that shortens the amount of cable and pulls the damper down closer to the strings. Okay, or if you're having too much pressure, you can screw it down. Okay, so that's one adjustment you can make. Okay, if that doesn't seem to be enough, there is another adjustment that you can do, and basically once you hook in the pedal part into this end here with the little, you know, doohickey there, I don't know what else to call it, you have this part up here at the end of the cable that hooks into the damper. Okay, so let's say, well, here, let me hook this into my damper. Oh, wait, let me show you this first. Okay, so this little doohickey inside has a little Allen wrench deep inside there, and you should have this Allen wrench that comes with the unit, and you can put it in here and loosen it, and then scoot this. Let me show you by doing it on this other piece. So you can scoot the nut then down on the cable. So here's a little demo thing here, okay? So I can loosen this and then slide the nut down, essentially shortening the cable. And slide it down. There you go. And then you just retighten it. Okay. And then that goes under the pedal, of course. This part, you know, the nut part goes under the pedal. Okay, so with that in mind, I'll fix that later. So with that in mind, you can see here that this was up here, and I needed to shorten it, so I loosened the nut and moved it down. Okay, so now with that in mind, we're gonna stick it into the pedal here, like so. I'm gonna close it. Okay, so now what I wanted to show you is, now that it's in the pedal, the cable can only be pulled up. I hope you can see that. Just closer. So now the cable can only be pulled up this far, okay, from there to there. So now essentially, once I come down to the damper, let me move this camera down. Okay, so now I wanted to change angle so I can show you. Now once I have my cable all set, the way that I set the depth of it, you can see that the damper is fully swung open there with no restraint. And so I would pull it down against the strings, not real hard, just so it was touching, and get this measurement here down so that I can slide this into the loop here and this underneath the bracket, and then let it go. And that's basically where I adjusted that. Now, if I wanted to make it even a little bit tighter, I could either adjust the nut on the bottom of the cable like I showed earlier, or twist out the nut that's on the pedal to raise it up and shorten it that way. So those are, the pedal adjustment is really more of a fine-tuning kind of thing. So and then this is how I put it on, is I stick it on here, pull it down, slide it in, let it go. Okay. So the pedal is a fine-tuning option, and the nut on the cable that I was showing with the Allen wrench that slides up and down, that's more of the bigger, adjustment mechanism. So, all right, so let's move the camera again, and we'll look at what we can do for a squeaky damper. Okay, so a squeaky damper. I switched the camera to this side because my my left one here, or my right one here, was making a lot of noise, and it still, if it goes all the way up, it kind of makes a knocking noise, but that doesn't bother me during playing or recording because it's not making noise. The other day it was making a lot of noise, and so what I did, and I hadn't done this before, and so it was kind of curious that I got the email when I did. So one thing you can do, if it's sticking, you can grab the damper and then just kind of pull on it. Hold your dulcimer and just kind of shift your damper back and forth like that. That can kind of loosen it. Anything that's just kind of stuck or wedged kind of funny. Sometimes it's a damper with mechanisms in it that can get stuck. Okay, so the other thing that I did to get rid of squeak was over here by I didn't know what was squeaking, and I assumed that it was the post going into the bracket and hitting the wood, and that was what was squeaking. Or the other one could have been the spring against the metal rod going through. So I took WD-40 and I stuck like a Kleenex or tissue under there so that it wouldn't drip onto the wood. Even if it drips on the wood, it's not going to hurt it. This is WD-40. It doesn't hurt wood. Okay. So anyway, I stuck something under there to control the drip, and I just lightly squirted some WD-40 on the spring and into the hole where the rod goes into the bracket. And that pretty much took care of it. It actually sounds better than it ever has. And I've had my dulcimer, for 3 years now. So now I get no squeak whatsoever, and it's working just great. Here again, WD-40 doesn't hurt the wood inside. It doesn't put moisture. It's not necessarily moisture. It's oil. So it's not like water that's going to rust or contaminate the metal, the spring, or anything like that. So WD-40 works great. So I think that's it. So yeah, I think that's it. There's, like I said, there's several adjustments you can make, different fine tunings that you can do. There was one time that I broke a set of cables already. Okay. And I'm not sure exactly what was the main culprit of that, so I can't speak to that. All I know is don't worry about breaking a cable, because nobody probably uses their damper system as much as I do on their Masterworks instrument. All I know is that when I did break it, it broke down at the pedal. Okay, so let's pretend this is the pedal part. So it broke inside this nut where the Allen screw pushes against the wire or the cable. So I'm not sure what happened. I think maybe I had the tension on the dulcimer on the dampers too tight. Like right now, I have. Let me pull this up here. I have to push pretty hard to get it all the way to the floor, but I don't think I step on it harder than that to get it to dampen. I think maybe I think early on I was stomping on the pedal a little harder than I do now, and trying to get it to dampen. But anyway, here again, when I talked to Russell about it, he said, "You're the first one that broke one." So I believe I'm just an anomaly on that. So. All right, well, that's it. Thanks for stopping by. I hope that was helpful for anybody that had questions about the damper system. And if you have any questions, leave a comment, send me an email. You can go to tedyoder.com, or you can email me from the website, or make a comment here on the video, or you can email me at ted@tedyoder.com. Thanks again. We'll see you later.